The Impala is the cream of the crop in Chevrolet's lineup. This boasts all of the luxury amenities and the technology you can get out of a Chevrolet sedan. So is this full-size sedan competitive with the likes of the Toyota Avalon and the Chrysler 300? Let's go ahead and find out. Now, as far as styling goes on the Impala, I think it's one of the best looking full-size sedans. I like it better than the dowish looking Kia Cadenza and the Toyota Avalon. The Impala just has a very mean and aggressive front end, and then I really like these LED daytime running lights. They look really great on the road in my opinion. Now this one I have right here is pretty loaded. The only thing it doesn't have is adaptive cruise control. And here's your key fob. You do have your lock, unlock, your remote engine start, to release your trunk, and your panic button as well. Now it is a silver exterior with smart key access on all doors, with a gray leather interior, power driver's seat with power recline, and power lumbar as well. Now the interior of the Impala is pretty nice, I have to say. However, compared to the Avalon, I think it looks a little bit more Spartan and less classy, but it still is very premium and it's very luxurious in here. You have push button ignition. Put your foot on the brake, hit the button to start, of course. And what you're hearing is that 3.6 liter V6. Full leather wrap steering wheel. Nice feel to it, nice grip, nice and thick. You do have a 6-speed automatic transmission. Don't expect to find paddle shifters or anything like that, but you do have manual shiftability when you put it into the manual mode. You also do have a rear view camera with guidance signs. However, the quality of the display is not crisp, and I would like to see the quality of the display look a little more crisper. It's just kind of blurry looking. And let's go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards as well. Automatic driver's side window, and let's go ahead and pop the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators integrated onto the mirrors. And you do have blind spot monitoring as well. You also do have HID headlights, and like I said, you do have LED daytime running lights. Now, like I said, I just really love the front end of the Impala. Looks very premium, very mature, and aggressive at the same time. Now, under the hood, you will find the optional, excellent 3.6 liter V6, direct injection with variable valve timing, producing 305 horses with EPA fuel ratings of 18 in the city and 28 on the highway. Now the base engine is going to be a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder producing 195 horses. I really recommend to avoid that powertrain. But this engine provides plenty of power. It's very smooth as well, very refined. Now trims on the Impala range from the base LS model, which starts at $26,910, and then you can go step up to the LT and then the fully loaded LTZ trim like how we have here. Now the competitors of the Impala range from the Toyota Avalon, of course, Kia Cadenza, Chrysler 300, Ford Taurus, as well as the Dodge Charger. Now coming to the rear end, you have some uniquely styled dual exhaust tips. I really like the rear end. I think it's very fat looking, which I really love, and it's pretty aggressive looking too. However, I wish there was LED turn signal indicators. You do have a rear lip back there too. I just really love the rear end. power windows, power mirrors, power door locks of course, memory seat settings for 2 people, and nice soft touch armrest with nice stitching. Very high quality. Definitely nice to see that Chevrolet is stepping up their game. And let's go ahead and rev up the V6 and see what kind of soundtrack she makes. Very nice. Now, build quality and materials out of the Impala are pretty good. Like I said, on the upper door panel, you do have nice stitching. It's very soft touch dash, nice stitching. There's actually stitching all around in the Impala. Now, while I do like the interior quite a lot, it's just a little Spartan looking in my opinion. However, it's still very luxurious and looks very premium. Now, coming to the center console, you have stitching as well. 2 USB ports down there, SD card slot, auxiliary input, and a 12-volt power outlet. You do have heated and cooled seats as well. Your cup holders, another 12-volt power outlet. Now, you do have dual zone automatic climate control, your different zones. And I really love how it's very simple and easy to use. Very big knobs and buttons. Now, coming to your main head unit here, you have Chevrolet's Mylink System. It's an 8-inch screen, and you do have Pandora, but of course you have to have your smartphone connected through your data connection. And I really love the simplicity of this interface. I think it works very well on a daily basis. You do have your weather right here. I think it's also better than Cadillac's Q system as well. You do have an AM, FM, and XM satellite radio. And you can lift up the screen to bring you a nice little cubby that is actually pretty useful in my opinion. You also do have OnStar, and you do have navigation, pretty good rendering. But all in all, given as a whole, it's a very simple, easy to use system, and I think it's one of the best systems in the business, in my opinion. Now, coming to your main set of buttons, you do have the buttons over here that controls your TFT display in the middle, and your voice recognition and your Bluetooth, and you do have cruise control, your heated steering wheel as well, and your forward collision warning. And your steering wheel mounted audio controls are located back on the back of the steering wheel. Now, coming to the gauge cluster, it's actually pretty well laid out. I really like its simplicity, but you do have a little TFT display in the middle right there. And it gives you different vehicle information, including your tire pressure monitoring, your oil life, fuel range, your trip odometer, a digital speedometer. I really like the digital speedometer. Now, as far as the driving dynamics go in the Impala, they're actually pretty good for this class. It's definitely better to drive than the Avalon while still providing a very compliant and smooth ride. It's definitely the driver's car between the two, between the Avalon and this car. The Impala definitely drives a lot better. Now, as far as visibility goes, it's actually okay. It's not the best, but it's livable. The C-pillar is pretty thick. And there's a decent amount of glass area, but not a lot. Now, as far as the seats go in the Impala, they're actually quite supportive. I'm not a huge fan of the design. I think they just look kind of Spartan, in my opinion. However, as you can see, there's lots of side bolstering. However, you could see how they did cheapen out a little bit by putting cloth right here instead of leather. Now, for the setup buttons over here, you have your lane departure warning, your parking sensors, and this is to release your trunk. And you do have an electronic parking brake. And nice little covey over here for your coins. You do have an auto dimming rearview mirror, your garage home link, and an ultra view sunroof. And let's go ahead and shut down the Impala. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the car. Let's go ahead and pop the trunk and check out the rear seat legroom. Now, build and materials do follow through in the rear. Still very nice stitching and very soft to the touch on the upper door panel and where your elbows might rest. Now, back here in the Impala, the seats are pretty far back. I have enough room, but I feel like the Avalon is a tad more roomier. However, it's still very roomy inside of the Impala. But you do have dual map pockets, rear air vents, and a 120 volt power outlet, a rear armrest with cup holders as well. And the seats themselves, they're very comfortable. And they actually have quite a lot of bolstering for rear seats. I feel like I wouldn't float out of them like how the Chevrolet Impala used to be. I think they definitely hold you in place a lot better in this Impala. Now, I have to say, the Impala has a very large trunk. One of the largest trunks I've ever seen. And the seats do fold down 60-40 split. It's a very, very large trunk. Alright. Full power passenger seat with power recline and power lumbar. Your glove box compartment. Nice and damped. Alright. So the 2015 Impala proves to be a very competent full-size sedan. With a spacious and well-built cabin, a comfortable ride, it definitely deserves consideration if you're shopping for a full-size sedan. And the whole rental car stigma definitely should be forgotten, as that was the past and this is now. And remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.